Hello and hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. How you guys doing? Especially whoever sent this in. I think it might have been an anonymous submission, but if I just lost your name, I apologize. Anyway, it's a video about like counting in German and how it's interesting, and this has 2.3 million views. Count that. And it's by this channel that, I don't know, I've seen it referenced before, this ARTE channel. Arte.
We Germans are world champions in brain acrobatics. We have sentence structures in which the verb comes at the very end, which forces us to mentally store endless subordinate clauses before we even know what the complex sentence we are trying to understand is.
I don't even know what a subordinate clause is. Just being honest. So, shit. Sorry. Why do people text me when I'm recording a video? The nerve. Okay.
About the complex sentence we are trying
I don't know what I just heard, but it almost scrambled my brain.
to understand is about. Well, our way of pronouncing numbers is just as acrobatic. A Frenchman says,
21. 21.
20, and a Logish says, with the 2 coming first. An Englishman says 21, and
That's me. Am I an Englishman? No, I'm a goddamn American.
Italian 21. They all pronounce the numbers in the order in which they are given. First,
Given. This has like the English audio track, so it sounds kind of stupid, but it is helping me. Just so you know, this is originally done in German. That's why it sounds dumb.
says 21, and Italian 21. They all pronounce the numbers in the order in which they are given.
A number.
First the 10s, then the 1. We Germans don't. We say 21.
You just had to be different, huh? Usually it's America that has to be different. But you guys just had to go 21.
First the 1, then the 20. When someone dictates a number to us, we first hear the 1 and then the 10s. But we have to write the 10s before the 1.
What a nightmare it is to be a German transcriber. I don't know how many of those are there. Like in court, you know, I assume you have people who transcribe. What a nightmare job.
With large numbers, we mentally jump back and forth like a monkey in a circus. We pronounce the
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about a number this big.
first, then the third, then the second.
You're shitting me. Guys, how is this efficient? How is this German efficiency?
Then the fourth, then the sixth, and then the 5th digit.
I don't like it.
867546 is nonsense to non-native speakers.
Here, I'll switch it to the German real quick so I can hear that.
1506 aus. 867.546. Für nicht.
You guys are insane.
Sense to non-native speakers. And now you say that this certainly exists.
I would simply never be able to comprehend that. Now, if I lived in Germany for 20 years, I don't think I would.
In other languages too.
I'd have to think about every number for like 5 seconds.
That's right. In a few North Indian languages, in Czech, in Dutch, and in the Arabic world, where people also write from right to left. In the rest of the world, people pronounce numbers in the reading direction, saving us the pirouette that we Germans have to do.
But also, it must be kind of a nightmare for you guys to learn English. And you guys, so many of you guys speak great English, you know? It's incredible. But the numbers have to be difficult.
All the time. Studies have shown that this leads to mistakes in mental arithmetic.
But not as difficult as going from English to German, I don't think.
When making phone calls, in banking, and in accounting. It is even said that German school children are worse at arithmetic. In the ancient Roman number
Oh my gosh, doing math, like complex math.
system, which combined the
I could never.
letters I, V, X, L, C, D, and M. The order did not play a major role. Numbers
I turned it up a little bit.
below 20 are generally pronounced the wrong way around. For example, 12 is called duodecimo, i.e. 2 and 10. 13 is called trezim, i.e. 3 and 10, and so on. Both pronunciations are used for numbers above 20. 21 can be pronounced either unas et vigenti or vigenti unas. When the Indo-Arabic number system came to Europe from India via the Arab world during the Crusades in the 13th century, the order suddenly became important. Now, an infinite number of numbers can be formed with 10 characters, the value of which depends on the position of each digit. What was unthinkable with Roman numerals is now possible. Complex.
It is crazy. I mean, when you think about, like, who the fuck invented numbers, man, as a way of representing things, you know what I mean? Like, bravo. Bravo. Because what the hell?
Multiplications and divisions, i.e. arithmetic. The new numbers.
We take for granted that it, like, makes sense only because we already have all these, you know, these people did all this work to figure out a way that makes sense.
Initially decried as the work of the devil, since they came from the Arab enemy, were a revolution. It was thanks to them that trade and science flourished in Renaissance Europe. However, how they were pronounced and written as words was not specified at the time. Shakespeare sometimes wrote the ones first, sometimes the tens first.
Really?
The German mathematician Adam Ries writes the numbers in reverse order. His colleague Kobo writes them in the reading direction. Our famous reformer Martin Luther consistently writes them in reverse order in his translation of the Bible. The French stick to Latin with numbers below 20, reversed, and above 20 in the reading direction. Over the centuries, a consensus develops, and practically everywhere, the pronunciation of numbers above 20 is...
This is like, obviously we get a lot of shit for Fahrenheit and using the imperial system here in America, rightfully so. I don't know. I think I might have to give you guys shit for this.
gradually adapted to the written...
I mean, obviously at this point it's too late. It's not like you can, I don't know. How would you go about even changing this? If any, you guys might not want it changed. You probably don't.
form. The Norwegians were the last to
Because you guys are special.
abolish the inversion by law in 1951. And in Denmark and the Czech Republic, both pronunciations are used today. Officially the new one, privately the old one. We Germans cling to this relic from the Middle Ages, either because of Luther's translation of the Bible or because of German pettiness, which could have made a centralized change in language habits more difficult. No one knows. An association with this programmatic name is now fighting in Germany for the use of both pronunciations. But although many mathematicians, educators, psychologists, and even politicians do not consider a reform to be such a nonsensical thing, there is an outcry among the population every time the topic is raised.
Oh, okay. So this actually is a topic of
A reform is
discussion.
said to be ridiculous, against the linguistic sense, useless, unnatural, barbaric, idiotic, impossible, strange. Are we Germans
She just left all the comments you guys were typing.
perhaps more in love with our language than other people's, more unreasonable, more stubborn, more nostalgic? Be that as it may, our numerical inertia has not prevented us from inventing the printing press, X-rays,
True.
aspirin, a few car engines, contact lenses, the theory of relativity, and the gummy bear. Well,
Hell yeah. I have a freaking family size of Haribo gummy bears in the cupboard, man. They're so good. I don't know how Haribo gets the bounce just right, you know? You don't want a gummy bear to just give way the second you chew down on it. You want it to resist and then slice. Haribo's the only one that does it perfect.
what great achievements would we achieve if we could also count properly?
That's the question. I get it. So you guys are geniuses. I freaking get it. Deutschland 1 plus 20, England 20 plus 1, Frankenreich 5 times 2 plus 3 times 3 plus square root of 22 das Mittengas van Donnerstag. Ha ha ha, I don't get it. Thank you for watching. You guys are very interesting people. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.